Beginning mountain pose, take 2 calming breaths. Ensure the crown of the head is lifted and we feel each and every part of our body begin to ignite, and then we can return to prayer. Open palms, squeeze shoulder blades together. Search and reach to our back bend. Breath into prayer. Breathe out, forward fold, hollowing the tummy. Eyes gaze forward, straighten the spine. And as we place both palms onto the mat, step both feet back. We can lower to knees if we wish, chaturanga to hover the body, and then let's open to our up dog, extending through the elbows, and just gently begin to roll and open the hips. As this sequence is centered around hip openers, we want to use a little bit of rhythm and movement, and that's not to begin to push or force the body into any uncomfortable postures, but rather it just helps the body begin to unlock. Roll over toes, extend through the spine. Let's float our right heel in the air, sweep it forward. So our first hip opener, we're going to lower down to the left knee, draw the arms back, and then we're going to search fingertips into the air. And that's a hip opener for the front of our hips. So we can feel our hip flexors begin to open. Now press the pelvis forward, search fingertips, and create that strength. Remember, within a Sculpt practice, we want to create strength through the asanas, strength through the postures. Reach and breathe. Root palms down to the mat, and then keeping our left palm placed onto the mat, right hand's going to open up and be placed into our lower spine. Squeeze shoulder blades together and allow them to open. Then search fingertips of the right hand into the air if we can. Breath. And now we should feel the opening on the outside of the right hip. As hands plant, we're going to place both palms on the inside of the right foot and crawl the right foot to the edge of the mat. We gently turn the toes open, and then as we look forward, we take a breath. We can remain here. For those who feel comfortable to do so, we can lower down to forearms or roll and lift the knee and place onto forearms. And again, this is one of the areas where if it feels comfortable in and around the pelvis, I want us to have these very gentle swaying motions, just allowing the hips to unlock, not forcing any movement, but just gentle, calming motions. Let's place both palms down, eyes gaze forward, and then as we breathe in, I want us to bow the head, breathe out. Breathe in, look forward, straighten the spine. Breathe out and bow the head. Breathe in, look forward, straighten the spine. Breathe out, bow the head. Begin to frame the foot, crawl the foot to the center. Eyes gaze forward. As we root the palms, let's step back to plank, chaturanga, and then a deep breath into our up dog. And again, just begin to gently open the pelvis. Roll the hips, nice and relaxed. Roll over toes, return to down dog. Strength through the entire spine. And now let's begin to float left foot in the air, sweep it forward. And a very similar routine. So we look forward, lower down to the right knee, release the back toe. So again, we begin to open with our crescent lunge. So we search fingertips, and as we hold into our lunge, we focus on opening the pelvis, pushing it forward, searching fingertips high, reaching as high as we can. So we lengthen and open through the hips, lengthen and open through the abs. We place the right hand down onto the mat. Left hand opens up the body, is placed onto the lower spine. Eyes look over the left shoulder, sink the hips. As we feel the hips and pelvis begin to open, we lengthen the body. Then if we can search fingertips of the left hand into the air. Reach, breath, and open. So we search. Chest can open, shoulders can open. We find that calmer breath and we reach. Float the hand down and now place both palms on the inside of the left foot. We can crawl the toes of the left foot, open them. Again, we can remain here, but if we can, let's roll down to forearms or lift up onto that back knee and add those gentle swaying motions. Don't feel forced into these movements, and it feels uncomfortable, lower to the back knee and lift the spine nice and tall again. But as long as it feels comfortable, just ease the body into opening those hips. Let's root palms. And now let's begin to breathe. So we breathe in, look forward. Breathe out, bow the head. Breathe in, look forward. Breathe out, bow the head. Breathe in, look forward. Breathe out, bow the head. Return the foot to the center of the mat, framed by the hands. And then again, step back, plank, chaturanga. Up dog, breath in. Down dog, breath out. Bend both knees, step forward. Look forward, take a breath in. As we breathe out, let's go to a little bit of a gentle forward fold. Open the spine, search, and reach. Now we should have already begun to feel that our hips begin to unlock. So we should already begin to feel that we're beginning to lengthen and open the pelvis. both outside of the hips and along the front, which will mobilize the pelvis and hip and allow a greater movement and greater flow through our practice. So let's repeat that sequence again. Squeeze shoulder blades together, search and open into the air, reach to our back bend. Ensure that we feel warm this time, and maybe we can begin to progress the posture a little more. Forward fold. Breathe in, look forward, straighten the spine. Breathe out, forward fold, gentle. Look forward, step both feet back, chaturanga. Up dog, breath in. Down dog, breath out, float the right heel. And this way we're going to progress the posture if we can. So as long as we feel warm and comfortable to do so, we can first of all open into our crescent lunge. But then for those of us who feel comfortable with our pressure and comfortable with our flexibility around the hips, we take right hand, take it behind our back so we can take hold of the left foot, open the pelvis a little bit more, and we breathe. We can gaze and look over that right shoulder. Just allow the hips to sink into it. Allow them to lengthen and open. Breath. We allow them to calm. Feel the hip flexors. Nice and gentle. Sink those hips. Relax. Eyes gaze forward as we take a breath. And now remember, we begin to open the foot. So the right toe begins to open a little bit. Let's roll over the back knee this time and search the fingertips of the right hand high into the air. Squeeze shoulder blades together and open the hips. So now we've transferred from opening the front of the left hip to the outside of the right hip. Again, we breathe. Float the palms down, both palms placed on the inside of the right foot. And if we can, let's lower, turn the toes open, and just gently guide us into unlocking underneath the hip into the hamstring now. Breath. Don't worry about floating or flowing if it doesn't feel comfortable to do so. But if it does, it'll have a calming nature on the body, calming nature on breath, and it'll allow the body to open. Root palms, eyes gaze forward, take a breath in. Breathe out, bury the head. Breathe in, look forward. Breathe out, bury the head. Breathe in, look forward. Breathe out, bury the head. Begin to frame the foot. Eyes gaze forward, sink the hips, take that breath. Calmly, root palms, step back. Chaturanga. Up dog, breath in. Down dog, breath out. Float the left heel in the air and let's continue that flow. So again, as we look forward, we can lower to the right knee, release the toe. Open to our crescent lunge. But again, those who feel comfortable to do so, we can progress this posture. So we can begin to take hold of the left ankle. The right ankle, with the left hand. Allow the hips to sink. And you can feel that release through the pelvis and hips. We can look over the right shoulder. And again, if it feels uncomfortable, release your heel. So don't force the body into any uncomfortable postures. We do want to allow them to unlock, allow them to lengthen and find that change, but definitely don't begin to force them. Take that breath, release. And let's again root that right palm down, roll over the back toe this time, and open to our revolved lunge. And as we go into our revolved lunge, we now open the outside of that left hip. Squeeze shoulder blades together, lengthen and open the chest. So we search and reach and breathe, and we calm. Palm rooted, placed on the inside of the left foot. Let's begin to sink down again. We can add those swaying motions. Relax the body. It's not to force movement. It's to encourage the body to open. So we just sink, lengthen, open through hips and pelvis. Remember not to force movement. Calm the body. Breath. Root palms. And let's bow. Breathe in, look forward. Breathe out, bow the head. Breathe in, look forward. Breathe out, bow the head. Breathe in, look forward. Breathe out, bow the head. Draw the foot on the inside of both hands. Step back and our final flow. Chaturanga. Up dog, breath in. Down dog, breath out. Step forward. Look forward, deep breath in. Open. Search and journey to a back bend. Prayer. Mountain pose. Find that calmness. Breath. And as hands return to prayer, thank you for joining us. Namaste.